All right. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Tomorrow, Premier League resumes with Arsenal hosting a team known as, with Bournemouth hosting a team known as Arsenal at what we call the Vitality Stadium. You understand? That's where everything is obviously going to be happening down in there. And we wait to see how this will obviously go down. And that is the main reason as to why I'm here to obviously break you down everything concerning this particular fixture of Bournemouth versus Arsenal. And you know, to it that yesterday, Man City was held to a 0-0 draw at a side known as the Stadium of Light, and they never really needed it to be like that, but that's what their fate was, and they never really scored a goal, and Xhaka did the job, and Arsenal fans went onto their socials and posted, "Thank you, our captain Granit Xhaka," in there for you. And they're really pissed when he was there. When they went there and it ended 2-2 in their favor, and they're like, Xhaka was all over the place and wanted to finish it, and he never even wanted us to obviously walk away with a point. You understand, right? So that is it, and it's the 2nd of January 2026 in there. And Happy New Year again to everyone who is really watching us for the very first time this year. And we obviously going to be bringing you more and more content in here onto this beautiful channel, guys. So, where do we start from? Let's obviously call for you guys to subscribe. We are left with like 100 subscribers to hit 28,000. So please go into the lower left bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing the notification bell, that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. We get to the head-to-head. Bournemouth are 15th and they're having 23 points. Arsenal is fast leading the table and they're having 45 points. Bournemouth have gone ahead to score 29 goals and Arsenal has gone ahead to score 37 goals. And Bournemouth has conceded 35 goals. Arsenal has conceded only 12 goals in the entire 19 games they've gone ahead to play. 195 shots for the side of Bournemouth. And let me first deal with Bournemouth. Bournemouth has had 195 shots, 98 have been on target, 97 have been off target, and 68 shots have been blocked by the opponents. Now, when we head to a side known as Arsenal, 213 shots in total in 19 games they've gone ahead to play so far. 97 shots have been on target, 116 shots have been off target. I think they really need a little bit of composure in there, but I think they are really striking to obviously score more goals. And I want to warn you guys, look out very well onto the second half of the season. That's when teams start scoring for fun, and you saw it with Arsenal versus Aston Villa. 79 shots blocked by the by the opponents of Arsenal. Bournemouth has a passing accuracy of 80.4 on average this season, and Arsenal averages 85.5, percent, when it comes to the passing accuracy per game. 7 points gained from a losing position by Bournemouth, and Arsenal have gone ahead to gain 6. And 13 points have been dropped from a winning position by Bournemouth, and Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously drop 2. That is it. And I think that was only the game of what was that game all about? It was in the game of there is a game that Arsenal led, and that game ended in a draw. Sunderland took a lead, right? Arsenal leveled, Trossard scored and gave Arsenal the lead, and then Sunderland came in front and did the needful. That is it. We now head to the previous game that these teams have gone ahead to play. Bournemouth, in their previous game, they drew 2-2 with Aston Villa. And, with Chelsea. Sunderland, sorry about it. Chelsea drew 2-2 with Bournemouth in there. And Arsenal beat Aston Villa 4-1. That is Arsenal for you. And I repeat it. Now, Out of the 6 games that they obviously dropped points last season that are really coming consecutively after the other, Arsenal have so far won 3. And now, Bournemouth comes in their way. With last season, Bournemouth giving Arsenal a beating, as we are going to see there. Now, how many games have been played between Arsenal and Bournemouth? They are 19. And Bournemouth have won 3. Arsenal have won 13. 3 draws in the competitions. And in the previous fixtures, we see to it that Bournemouth last year or last season went ahead to beat Arsenal, on 3rd May. 3rd May, Bournemouth beat Arsenal 2-1. And again, that happened at the Emirates. Then, when Arsenal went ahead to play in that same season 2024, 19th October, Bournemouth beat Arsenal by 2-0, meaning that the previous 2 meetings in the Premier League, Bournemouth has gone ahead to beat Arsenal. And Arsenal, they had a club friendly in 2024 that ended 1-1. So it shows you that Bournemouth is into a very good reach in there for you. A moment, guys. That it was a call that I couldn't obviously ignore. That is it. It was a call I couldn't ignore in there. So that is it for the club known as Arsenal. They've gone ahead to do a very wonderful job, but their head-to-head with Bournemouth is not really looking good in there. So from there, after dropping all those facts, you know where we head to. We head to what we call the team news. For Arsenal, Mikel Arteta today has gone ahead and obviously told us about Ricardo Carafiori and Mosquera. He told us that they are both out for this particular game. The knee of Declan Rice is still swollen, and I see no reason as to why they should rush Declan Rice. If I'm Arsenal, I don't play Declan Rice in this game even if he's fit. I prepare him for the next game they're really playing at the I think Arsenal's next game at the Emirates is going to be Liverpool, if at all I'm not mistaken. You understand? That is on Thursday. So, this game of Bournemouth, the squad that Arsenal has can kill it off, right? They can go there and obviously get that game done and dusted. But I see no reason for them coming up and obviously getting in this lad, and forcing him on the field of play. I think the game of Liverpool is the most important game for Declan Rice to come in through and really play. The other player out is Max Dorman, but the rest of the players are available to obviously showcase. So Mosquera out with any injury, Carafiori unspecified injury. Then there is a Declan Rice with a swollen knee, and Max Dorman who is also having an ankle injury, right? We go to the side of Bournemouth. Bournemouth. Ben Gannock is having a thigh injury. Mislovlegic is having an injury. Taylor Adams is having an injury. Lewis Cook is having a neck injury. And Ryan Christie is having an injury, So, Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook will obviously require what we call a late fitness test to feature into this beautiful encounter. You understand? But all in all, it's really going to be a huge encounter in there. Now, we head into the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal as they prepare for this particular encounter. Very important. The system is 4-3-3 for the club of Arsenal, and the manager is not looking like he's going to stop. Now, in goal, it's going to be David Raya. Again, he pulled out a worldie, when he really stopped Ollie Watkins from really scoring when he got the first opportunity. And he had combined well with their captain, the Scottish guy. He's really a muscular guy. I've even forgotten his name. But he denied him a chance to obviously come up and obviously do the needful. But second time, Mellon went ahead to netmag David Raya, and then I think Ollie Watkins went ahead to obviously capitalize onto that. Right back. Now, with games coming thick and fast, and he want to obviously reserve minutes for his players, and at a certain point X, Arsenal had to play Declan Rice as a right back because these two players were away. I think having gone ahead to start Julian Timber in the game of Aston Villa, I do give Ben White a chance to start in this particular game of football. Let Ben White start such that they rest him such that they rest Julian Timber for Thursday. And I'm not meaning that Julian Timber won't get in minutes. He will get in minutes, but what you have to do is do the needful. And what's the needful? Start Ben White, let Timber come in through and obviously play 30 minutes in there to keep his match fitness. On the left back with Ricardo Carafiori away, you are left with Pierre Hincapié and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Now, looks like the manager now values Pierre Hincapié ahead of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Why? Pierre Hincapié balances the offensive and defensive play very well. And when you're going to be playing a team like Bournemouth that has a man who has Semenyo, and Semenyo is going to be playing off that side, I think it will be of particular sense to have this guy as the left back. You understand? And I'm talking about Pierre Hincapié. Maybe the manager might be like, I'll need Pierre Hincapié on the game of Liverpool, and let me obviously go ahead and really start Lewis-Skelly. But without Mohamed Salah, would you fear Lewis-Skelly to start at the Emirates against Liverpool? He has pocketed Salah before. So I think when you're playing away, that's when you obviously have to field players that you're 100% sure of their balance of the offensive and defensive play in there. We go to the central defense. Left-sided centre-back. It's obviously Gabriel Magalhaes returning and obviously getting what you call a goal. That was really very important. As I've always told you, the first goal is always very important in every game. You understand? So from there, that is Gabriel Magalhaes for you and partnering with William Saliba. I told you that it was a blessing in disguise that Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba were out for some time during the first half, first half of the Premier League season. Now, if they can keep themselves fit until the end of the season, you are going to find it hard to score against them. That is it. You are going to find it hard to score against them. That is the best centre-back pairing in the world. Now, from there, we obviously head to the CDM. Scoring a goal, I think it was the second goal in the game of Aston Villa, right? He goes by the names of Zubimendi. Obviously, he has to start in that CDM position in there. I like the guy. And you remember when I was doing videos as Arsenal was pointing at him and signing him, I told you he is better than Thomas Partey. And with time, the doubters will come and bow down and say, Rokani, you are right, that Martin Zubimendi is better than Thomas Partey. Techniques, passing, his game awareness, giving control to the team, you understand? And has Partey ever gone ahead to play 19 consecutive games for the club of Arsenal in a season? Like, he was not there all the time. He was not there all the time. When you look at Zubimendi, in the Premier League, the lad has played every game that Arsenal has gone ahead to play. You get? And he has 3 goals and 1 assist. He has 4 goal involvements. And I tell you, more is still yet to come for this 26-year-old player known as Martin Zubimendi. Because for me, I know what he can offer. And you haven't yet seen the best of Zubimendi. And I can tell you that the best of Zubimendi is yet to come. That's what I can tell you, because I know exactly what the lad is all about. He's really one of those that you have to come up and really give a 5-finger salute for being doubted. Pundits were against him and they're like, Zubimendi cannot do the party job, And I told people he is an upgrade on Thomas Partey, and indeed you've gone ahead to see it. So that is Martin Zubimendi, and you're yet to see his best. Declan Rice having an injury, I would really have Mikel Merino playing to that position, though my mind tells me the manager might deploy Ebelechi Eze as a number 8 in this game. That's what I'm really feeling. But most probably, it's Merino. If it's not Merino, it will be Zubim, it will be Eze, because he hasn't gone ahead to field him in a game. But I know in this game, Eze will get a start. Again, Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard obviously has to come in through and really start. No complaint that has gone ahead to play very many games. He was out. He was out for certain games. And there is a video I'm obviously going to be doing of his stats. Apart from players having very many assists than him, the lad has gone ahead to obviously create more big chances, put more balls in the 18 yards box area of the opponent. Everything is fast, and all close to 3 or 4 times his second. But the lad has hit form, but class is permanent. As very many people were like, the manager should start Eze. I'm like, do you know who you're talking about? Midfield in the modern game is all about control. Eze is good, but doesn't give you control. And that's what Odegaard gets you. He gets you control of the game. Now, the right forward, obviously, Saka has to start, but I think Noni Madueke will start to balance up minutes for Bukayo Saka as Arsenal gets ready for the game of Liverpool. Why bench Saka in this game? I think I'll really come back to it when this entire 11 is really done. You understand? Now, we go to the left. Trossard, very good player, as I've told you always. He is my preferred left forward for the club of Arsenal. And I think Martinelli is there and Eze is there. I think Eze should get a start, guys. He has taken long without kicking a ball for the club of Arsenal. And I think having gone ahead to play on... because Arsenal played on... when did Arsenal play? Was it... was it on the 30th? Arsenal played Aston Villa when? On Tuesday. You get? That was the 30th. Means that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Rested for 3 days, and the managers hate that. They trained yesterday. They've not been training. So, I start Eze. I rest Martinelli and Trossard, in there. And who leads the line? Jesus or Gyökeres or Kai Havertz, because even Kai Havertz is back. Guys, do you know what I do? Jesus comes in through to obviously lead that line. That is my probable starting 11 for the side of Arsenal. Why? Why bench Saka and Martinelli in this game? Like, you plan to get them off the bench and really include them into this encounter. Why? Liverpool is one of those teams that can easily get into the title race. However much, when you look at the table, there are really some points of Arsenal. Liverpool is having 33 points and Arsenal is 12 points clear. Meaning that if Arsenal win their game against Bournemouth, even if Liverpool win their next game, if Arsenal beat them, they would have gone ahead to technically knock them out of the trophy by extending their lead to 15 points. And this is where I'm like, if I'm Arteta, I prepare those players to face a team known as Liverpool. They will come in through, depending on the game situation. If Arsenal kills off the game, by the way, like they're like 3 goals, then Saka and Trossard should be rested. They shouldn't be played even. You get? You really rest them for the next game. You understand? And when you look at Noni Madueke, he was at Chelsea. And they beat Bournemouth before when he was at Chelsea. Eze, big contributor when a side known as Crystal Palace was playing against teams like Bournemouth, meaning that these players have beaten Bournemouth before where they've been, and they know the situation, they know the Vitality Stadium, and they know what is needed to go there. So that is my probable starting 11, and that means the manager would have gone ahead to rest Timber, Saka, Trossard and Victor Gyökeres. That rotation is really needed because we are heading into a very heated up season. But the manager might be like, the players have rested for 3 days. They last played on Tuesday. Why not play them on Saturday? Because the game is going to be played at 20-30 hours. That is tomorrow. Now, Bournemouth, they're having Petrovic, Smith, Diakate, Senasi, and Trafford in there. Scott Tavernier Brooks in there. And the front 3 is Kluivert, Semenyo, and Evanilson. It's really a hard team. That is it. I tell you, it's really a hard team, guys, I tell you. But all in all, I know they can overcome and obviously create huge moments of magic into this particular fixture. And I tell you what, it's not yet done. But we see to it that it's really going to be one of those moments that Arsenal has to come up and really show people what they are really made of. Now, let's get into what we call the match facts. Before I really give you my predictions, these are really very important. Before I read them to you, I cannot really give you the prediction. Having won just one of their first 14 Premier League games against Arsenal 2 draws and 11 losses, Bournemouth did the double over the Gunners last season. Now, Bournemouth did a double over Arsenal last season. And one thing that Arsenal is going to have to do this season is rewriting history, the wrong history of last season into being right. So we wait and see. Arsenal have only failed to score in one of their 16 Premier League games against Bournemouth, though it was a 2-0 defeat in the exact fixture last season. When they played away at Bournemouth, it ended 2-0 in favor of Bournemouth. Bournemouth have lost 12 of their 13 Premier League games against sides starting the day of the table with starting the day top of the table, with exception being a 2-1 win over Man City in November 2024. So 12 of their 13 Premier League games, when they are playing teams ahead of or on top of the league table, they've gone ahead to lose, apart from that game they played in November 2024, where they beat City by 2-1. The other attribute or match fact is Bournemouth beat Everton 1-0 in their first league game of 2025. They've not won their opening match in consecutive calendar years since 2011-2012, beating Swindon and Wycombe respectively in League One. It's another one in the favor of Arsenal. Arsenal have lost their opening league game in just one of their last 10 calendars. 7 wins and 2 draws, going down to 1 at home to Man City on New Year's Day in 2022. So you now know how things have gone ahead to pan out for them. But this is a different Arsenal altogether. Bournemouth are winless in their last 10 Premier League games. 5 draws and 5 losses. It's their longest ever run without a win within the same top flight campaign. Now, for this, no, this shouldn't scare any Arsenal fan, because Aston Villa came in here. Had they even gone ahead to win, were they 11 games? How many games had they gone ahead to win? You know, they had gone ahead to win very many games, but guess who went ahead to destroy them with a 4-1 beating at the Emirates? It was Arsenal in there. Arsenal have lost just one of their last 16 Premier League games, 12 wins and 3 draws, winning the last 4 in a row since a 2-1 defeat at Aston Villa. Have you heard? They are really in epic form. After losing 4 consecutive home league games again between February and April last year, Bournemouth have lost just 2 of their last 13 home games, 3 wins and 5 draws indeed. They've only lost once at home so far this season, going down 1-0 against Everton in December. Oh my God. They're really having a very good run in there. No Bournemouth player has scored more goals, 9, made more assists, 3, had more shots, 45, had more touches in the box, 86, or played more passes into the box, 96, than Anton Semenyo in the Premier League this season. Obviously, he's their best player this season by far. You all agree with me. Leandro Trossard has the most assists, 4, and joint most goals, 5, of the Arsenal player in the Premier League this season, with a Belgian both scoring and assisting against Aston Villa last time out. So that is the side of Aston Villa. Sorry, that's the side of Arsenal head to head. And here I come to let you know that I see Arsenal beating this team by 3-1. Keeping a clean sheet might be hard, but I see Arsenal walking away with a 3-1 win in there for you. Thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I'm waiting for your reactions or comment section below.